a plan. What the Quran says about a man, his name is Al-Khadr. Al-Khadr is a word meaning green. As simple as that. Khadr is a word mean green. Now we know that water always bring greenery to life, and this is not something new. I mean, you do not need to be genius to know that. But the Quran speak about a person who is a green, and why he is a green, or let us say he make anything he touch a green. In the Quran, we have a very weird story. Either we can read it in chapter 18, or we can read it like in other sources. However, if we go to chapter 18, we will find the following. Oh, I forgot, I should show you in English, sorry. You can choose any translation of your choice. For me, all of them, they are the same. All of them, they are shish kebab. They are very funny and very stupid. In that story, according to the Quran, he was talking to Allah, and Allah and Musa, they have a conversation. So Musa, he said, if there is someone better than me, Allah, who knows more about you and have knowledge, Allah, he said to him, sure, I have someone. Musa got upset. He said, who? He said, I have one of my servants, which is a prophet. He is a lot knowledgeable than you. So Musa, he said, what is his name, where I can find him so I can learn from him? So Allah told Musa, you keep walking in that direction until you find where the two seas they meet. Two seas they do meet. And there you take with you a whale, or let us say a big fish, according to the Muslim story, even though it says a whale, but I will go with them when translate, they say it's a fish, which is more logical. How you can carry a fish, I mean a whale. However, it's not logical to believe it's a fish, because we will see that they will ride the fish and they will go through the oceans. According to the story, when Al-Khadr, sorry, Musa, he go to look for Al-Khadr, the prophet green, or prophet Mr. Green, he did not find him anywhere, but he did, just like he did not know an address, there's no housing or anything. Just go to where the two seas meet, and then you will find that person. How? Take with you a whale and put him in your bags, and then when the whale is missing, then go and follow the whale or follow the fish, and then the fish will lead you to Al-Khadr. Now what happened, according to the story, actually, why I want to mention to you the story like this, let us go to Ibn Kathir and see what Ibn Kathir says about it. This is Ibn Kathir, Stories of Moses by Ibn Kathir. I don't want the Muslim to say I'm making things up, So according to the stories of Ibn Kathir, the reason of Moses' conversation with the boy servant Yeshua, Yeshua is the slave or the servant of Musa. And look, in the story they are giving him even a Jewish name. Was that had been told about of the servant of Allah at the junction of the junction, of the two seas, who had knowledge which Moses had not been granted. So he went to travel to meet him. To meet who? Remember, to meet the prophet Al-Khadir. All right. So here we find the story starting from here that Musa is going in a, let us say, in an education trip, and the purpose is to meet with Mr. Al-Khadir, who is supposedly extremely educated, far beyond anyone like Moses. So Moses is going there to learn from him so he can earn education. So Moses, he said to himself, I will not give up. I will not give up. I will not give up looking for him. So this guy is traveling. I will not give up. Meaning I will keep on traveling until I reach the junction of the two seas. Meaning the place where the two seas meet. Meaning if I have a trouble for very long time. Ibn Jarir said, some scholars in Arabic language said Hukub or Hukub means a year in the dialect of the tribe of Qais. Then narrated by Abdullah, etc., that the word Hukub mean 80 years. Imagine Musa's is traveling for 8 years. Mujahid said 70 years. How many years Musa's lived? Ali bin Abi Talha reported, and Ibn Abbas said that it's mean a lifetime. Oh man, things is getting crazy. But when he reached the junction of the theses, he forgot their fish. You remember? Allah told him to take a fish with him, so he put the fish in his back, and then when when he arrived to the junction of the two seas, he wanted to check the fish, and the fish was not there. And what a horrible news! He had been commanded to carry a salted fish with him, so this is for sure a dead fish, and had been said to them, when you lose the fish, that will be a sign that you have reached the right place. Wow, that's something. So how Musa's how the GPS of Musa's will work? Very simple. When they lose the fish, they will know that this is the place where they should look around for the Prophet Al-Khadr, which means the Prophet green. So when they lose it, is a sign that here is the place where we should look for him. So, but when they reach the junction of the two seas, they forgot their fish. Look what happened here. They did not lose their fish, they forgot their fish. What a horrible mistake. How you can forget the fish? He had been commanded to carry a salted fish with him, and it had been said to him, when you lose the fish, that will be the sign you have reached the right place. So they set out and travel until reach the junction of the two seas, and then where there was a spring called Ainul Hayat. If you know what Ainul Hayat mean in Arabic, you will really laugh. Ainul Hayat mean the fountain of life. The fountain of life. Now here I need to ask myself a question. I mean, Moses and his servant with him, and there is no people around. How they knew that this fountain is called the fountain of life? The fountain of life is exists in old legions. You can go and search for it. You will find it in the Persian legions. You can find it in the Aramaic legions, in the Indian legions. It's all over, spread all over. It's a fantasy about people looking for. Actually, all of us, we watched the Pirate of the Caribbean, didn't we? All right. So the part of the Caribbean actually is just a story. In like all the movies you see, actually, it's something been written before. It's not something new, you know. Like the only new is about maybe like even time travel is exist in Legion before. Even flying a spaceship, even you know, one day it used to be fiction, and today they are, because of science and technology, they were able to do many of those. But for sure, it's not a magic. So in the Caribbean, part of the Caribbean, we will see how the pirates and even government and some officials in the British government, they are fighting over reaching to the fountain of life. Who want to get the water so he can get youth and etc. And they want to control the chest of this guy, whatever. It's amazing stories. But here, this is God speaking. God of Islam believe that there is a fountain of life. If you drink from it, you live forever. And by the way, Al-Khadir, the reason he is called Al-Khadir, because wherever he sat, he make everything green. Why he make everything green? Because he drank from the fountain of life. And because he drank from the fountain of life, whatever anything he touched, even a dry grass will turn green again. Now let us read together what happened when they arrived to the fountain of life. I hope, guys, the text for you is clear and you can read with me. So they found Ayn al-Hayat, which is the spring of life. As you see, the spring of life. This is the spring of life, which if you drink it, you will be called Mr. Green. Why? Because your life will turn green. Anything you touch will turn green. Then they went to sleep there. It's very normal. I mean, imagine you are traveling for 70 or 80 years and finally you arrive to the fountain of life. For sure you will sleep there. The fish felt and dropped off the water. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? The fish dropped in the water. What water? In the fountain of life. So it came back to life. Man, that's deep. Guys, do you see what's happening here? How the salted fish came back to life? The fish dropped in the fountain of life, spring of water. And because this is the fountain of life, I mean, think about it. It's normal for the fish to come back to life, even though it's salted and is dead for maybe a year ago. By the way, I don't like to say that to people, but between me and you and people in YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, etc., just between us, I used to be dead, and once I fell in the fountain of life. I was dead like for 10 years, and then Musa's I was the one who's holding the tail of that fish. It's a big fish. So when the fish fell down, I fell down with it, and I drank the water, and I became alive again. True story. So here, Yeshua is a servant of Musa's. Yeshua is a person who is a Jew. He is a servant of Musa's. For sure, they have to give him a Jewish name because Musa is a Jew. Otherwise, the story will be fishy. Like imagine you call him Abdul, and his name and Musa is a Jew, so they have to give him. So the fish fell down in the water and came back to life. Now, you know, maybe some of you is laughing, but this is serious. Please show respect to the teaching of Allah. I mean, if you think that there's no fountain of life exists, you can drink from it, then explain to me why the movie The Pirate of the Caribbean is speaking about it. It must be true, even though I saw it in cartoon. So how you explain that? All right. Then the story continue. After the fish fell down in the water, and remember, the fish is a salted fish. Guys, don't forget that. The fish is a salted fish. So there's no way the fish was alive. This is maybe 1 year old fish, or maybe 2 years. When you the salted fish is an old method. Until now it's used in many places in the world, especially in Asia, to store your food, especially meat. So you can salt a fish, you can salt a bird, you can salt any kind of meat. Just add salt to it, because simply salt will not allow any bacteria to live in the meat, or to get it to you to damage the meat. So the salted fish, as you see, they are commanded to carry the salted fish for a reason, because Allah wanted them to carry a dead fish. He didn't want them to carry a living fish. Salted fish, they will travel for long. And here I ask myself, I mean, so they are carrying food, except one fish is not, the duty of this fish is not to be eaten, it is the GPS. This was the GPS of Allah. You carry with you a salty fish, and then when you arrive, when you lose the salty fish, that means you arrive to the place. So when they arrive to the fountain of life, they don't know really yet that they arrived to the place yet. So they reached the junction of the two seas, where was a spring called Ainul Hayat, which means the spring of life. They went asleep there, and look what happened when they are asleep. While they are asleep, the fish, which obviously Allah, He made the fish jump in the water, because imagine the fish is dead anyway. I mean, how the fish can drop in the water? The two men are dead. How the fish went into the water? Hello? Now, how a dead fish was able to dump in the water herself? This is something the Muslim they have to figure out, because I understand that the fish, after she dropped in the water, became alive. But how the fish took herself from the bag and dropped herself in the spring of water? Something here is missing in the story, right? But anyway, as all cartoon movies, I mean, who care? Right? Who care? I mean, like, just let it go. So the fish was able somehow, even though it is dead, salted fish, to drop itself in the salty water. Please say takbir, Allahu Akbar, because obviously this is the miracle of Allah. Then when the salted fish dropped itself in the water, automatically she drank, or water from the fountain go inside her body. So it came back to life. So what the Quran is teaching us, and the Muslims explanation, that water, it doesn't matter who you are, even if you are a fish, if you drink from it, even if you are dead, you will come back to life. And not only that, you will live forever. This is why we see in Islamic resource, it says that Al-Khadir, he was one of the sons of Noah, actually one of the sons of Adam, but Al-Khadir was with Musa. and Al-Khadir, he attended the funeral of the Prophet Muhammad, and that explains why this guy is alive. He don't die. He is like Adam, Musa's, Muhammad. He is everywhere. Yeah, you can ask question, but please just keep the question in the topic. So here we will see it was in a vessel with Yeshua. Who was in the vessel? The fish. Upon him, peace. And it jumped out of the vessel like, hold on, Muslims, hold on. I mean, I don't know who is the stupid here. How the fish is dead and the fish jumped out of the vessel? Is the fish in the spring of water, or the fish is in the just let it go. Somebody is asking me a question. Hold on, let us see what the question first. What the question? Flat blogger, he's saying, between the junction of the two seas, if there is a spring of water, was seas or those? According to the Muslim interpretation, my friend, you will not believe it. Honest to God, you will not believe it. According to this, it was the Persian Sea and the Mediterranean. I mean, have you ever heard the Mediterranean meeting with the Persian Sea? But this is in their interpretation, so don't blame me for that. I can show you actually this is from their own interpretation. All right. It is the Mediterranean and the Persian Seas. Anyway, as long you are asking me, we can go there right now and check it out. If we go to chapter, I believe this can be found in chapter 1860. So let us go there. Clean the screen. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Jordan. Nothing of my own. So nobody says. All right. I hope the text is coming clear from your side, guys. Let me make it bigger. Okay, guys, can you read it or no? Let me know, please. Can you read it or no? Does it say here where is the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean Sea? Meet? Okay, how in the world this happened? How the Persian Gulf meet with the Mediterranean Sea? I want to know. Go in the map right now and look at them. Between them, there is many countries. We have Iraq, we have Syria, we have the Gulf, all of it. How they meet together? Anyway, welcome to Islamic countries. I mean, no question can be asked. Just take it as it is. Pure geographic. Actually, this is, I heard this before in National Geographic, that the Mediterranean Seas and the Gulf, they meet together. At least every Friday for dating. So anyway, oh Lord. And here actually you find with me the same story appearing in Ibn Abbas. Do you see what it says? Allah mentioned in the story, let me be sure that you guys, you can read everything here. I'm trying my best to make you see the text clear. All right, now I think you can see it, all of it. This is Tafsir ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad, and no Muslim can complain about that. Now you will see here it says Allah then mentioned the story of Musa's with Al-Khadr. So it happened that it come to Musa's mind that there was no servant. There's what? No servant. He is more educated than Musa's, or he knew about Allah as Musa's. So Musa's is so proud. This is what come to his mind. What you can do, you know. And on the faith of the earth, who is more knowledgeable than him. And Allah said to Moses, I have a servant on earth who is more obedient to me and more knowledgeable than you. Moses was like, what? He is more obedient and more knowledgeable than me? Imagine you say that to Christian Prince. You say to him, there is someone is more knowledgeable than you about Islam. Christian Prince is like, what? What? Who is that? Give me his name. Give me his Facebook page. Who is he? So Moses gets so excited and he wanted to know, who is this guy who is more knowledgeable? Very logical. So and his servant is Al-Khadr. Now Allah, he gave him the name. Oh boy. Moses, he thought, oh, I want to kill myself. There's a guy, his name is Al-Khadr, is more knowledgeable than me. What the heck? How this happened? So Moses said, oh Lord, guide me to him. Moses, by the way, he have a plan. Did you ask yourself why he is saying guide me to him? This guy is a Jew. Obviously he will go there and he will try to sell him some, I don't know, like some jewelries, and get his knowledge from him in return. So he said, take with you salted fish and walk along the seashores. What? Wait. Hold on. Where Moses used to live. Walk along the seashore. Where is that? If Moses was in Egypt, that will make the seashore is the Red Sea. If Moses, or maybe he was in Alexandria, that will make it the Mediterranean, or if he was in Israel. But what does have to do with the word Majma'ul Bahrain? Guys, you know what Bahrain mean? Anyone knows what Bahrain mean? Have you ever heard of a country it's called Bahrain? Bahrain. You heard of a country today it's called Bahrain? No? Nobody heard of a country it's called Bahrain? Yeah, it is Bahrain. This is what they are talking about. If you go to the Bahrain, you will see how it looked like. It looked like an island, you know. So the same as Qatar, you know, they are like in like connected to the ground, but they are, it's a conjunction. There is really what's happening there. It's surrounded by water. So the stupid who is mentioning the story here, he is taking, there's a legend, it's called the legend of Gilgamesh. Anyone heard of Gilgamesh? Anyone heard of him? Gilgamesh? It's a Persian legend. In the Persian legends, there is a guy who is supposedly a powerful king or a warrior. He wanna go, wanna live forever. He wanna learn wisdom. He learned that there's something more knowledgeable than him, and he wanna learn from him. And he went there, and he found you know, and he wanna find the fountain of life. It's exactly the same story. And then how he found out that this is the fountain of life because he have a fish. It was dead fish, so he wanted to wash it so he can barbecue it. And then when he put the fish in the fountain, the fish came back to life. It's exactly the same story. Muhammad took it and he put it in his Quran. And the story have many names, like sometime the name changed from Gilgamesh to the other name. The bent who is the one who reported the bent in the nation. But this story became very famous in all the way, like what is called Turkey today. It used to be Constantinia, all the way Syria, the Persia, Iraq, all those areas. This story very, very well known. So Muhammad took the story, he put it in his Quran, and now he claimed the one who is the one is talking, guys, in this story. Who is the one is talking in this story? Allah. Remember, the one is talking is Allah. So a Muslim, he cannot say to us, oh, you know, this is not true, this is the interpretation. It is not. So Allah told him, take with you a salty fish. Allah told him, when you lose the salty fish, you will know that this is the place where you find the Gilgamesh. You know. So if we continue reading, you will find the story continue. The same as we saw in Ibn Kathir, here we see the stories too. Until you find a rock in which there is a fountain of life. Sprinkle some of the water in the fish. You see here the story changed. You notice the change in the story? In the story of Ibn Kathir, the fish jumped from the vessel and jumped in the spring of water. Here, Allah told him that you take the fish and you wash it with that water from the fountain of life. Sprinkle some of the water in the fish. And I believe he told him some of the water of the fish, because if he gave the fish a lot of water, it might become a jumbo fish. It might become like a huge, big jumbo whale. So some drop of water only, not too much. Okay, be careful. So until it come back to life, there you will meet al-khadir. Allah said, and when Musa said into his servant, and guys, look near here, the name of the servant changed. Do you remember? In the book of Ibn Kathir, his name is Yeshua. Here his name is Shajarada Joshua bin Nun. Bin Nun. But who is Nun? Nun is the name of the whale which is carrying the earth, the fish who felt in the fountain of life. I am sure many of you, especially the old guys, I am young, I'm still 17. So all of you, the old guys, you wish to get young like me. Now, do you know why the secret? I am 17. I was 17 20 years ago, and I am 17 still today. Usually I don't like to share my secrets, but because I was able to drink from the water of life. All right, so you believe it or not, that's what happened. Now we go back to the fountain of life. Oh, hold on, let me drink some water from it. Oh, bye. Guys, I'm getting so young. What? I became one day old baby. I drank too much water. You see, this is why in the tafsir here it says sprinkle some drops of water, not too much, because if you drop too much water, the fish might disappear. It might go back to that stage of being an egg. You know what I mean? Because if you drop too much water, the fish might go back to the stage of being an egg, will not be a fish no more. Because remember, the fish, because before it was a fish, became a fish, it was an egg. So too much water will make you a baby, or maybe an egg in the case of the fish. This is why it says, if you find a rock which is the fountain of life, spring some of the water in the fish. Some. Be careful. Okay? It's like you are in the laboratory. You put the fish in front of you and you be careful. 1 drop, 2 drop, that's it. That's it. Stop. Because a 3 drop, you might make the fish go back to the stage of being a baby. Now, until it come back to life, there you will meet Al-Khidr. Allah said, and when Musa said into his servant, and his name Shajadara, Joshua, the first name looked like an Indian, Joshua bin Nun, an Israelite nobleman. So even the servant of Musa's, he is not just a servant, he is a nobleman. You know, this Musa, they don't accept normal servants. You have to be a nobleman to serve him. He was a servant in the sense that he kept his company and saved him. Wow. And then, I will not give up until I reach the point where the two rivers meet. Hold on, now it became a river, but in the Quran it says two seas. Where two, just in the same line it says two seas. How here he says two river? Unbelievable. And then look, he says the two river meet, and then he says, which is the description of the river for him, which is the Persian Gulf and the Mediterranean Sea. We continue. Should we go back to Ibn Kathir? Let us go back to Ibn Kathir. In Ibn Kathir, we find the following. So the fish, it was in the vessel of Yeshua. This is where we stopped last time, remember. Upon him, peace upon him, and it jumped out of the vessel toward the seas. Yeshua woke up, and the fish fell into the water and started to swim through the water, leaving the track or the channel or a canal behind. Here the story became so complicated. Here it's dangerous. Have you ever heard of a fish you were reading Quranic text, not no, we are reading both. You see here when they quote for you, when there's a quotation, that is the Quran, and then there is the interpretation. However, we can go in the Quran and we will find almost the same thing. Here there is more details, is not exist in the Quran. Now look what happened. Have you ever heard of a fish when the fish is living in the water, which she will leave a track? Okay, I'm reading Ibn Kathir right now. Guys, Ibn Abbas is fabricated. Ibn Abbas is the cousin of Muhammad. And if Ibn Abbas is fabricated, why Ibn Kathir is saying the same? Truth seeker, Mr. Truth Seeker, do you care to call me life? Truth Seeker, do you care to call me life and people they can hear us both? What do you say? Do you care, or let us say it more clear, do you dare to call me life and prove me wrong in what I'm saying? You know, guys, isn't it funny that the Muslims, they are brave in text, but they don't dare to debate me? Call me. Call me and let everybody hear your voice and hear the truth from you if I'm lying. I'm showing you, this is your Muslim website. This is your Muslim website, and this is the book of Ibn Kathir, and this is the book of Ibn Abbas, and we can go to Al-Jalalain, and we can go to Al-Qurtubi, and we can go to Al-Tabari. Which one you want? Yeah, now he played dead. He's not even moving his tail. Suddenly he don't want to text no more. We can open any interpretation you want. All of them are Islamic and they are your scholars. I am not saying one word of mine. And people here, they know me. I don't say my own words. I always read what is written in front of them in the screen. And look, now he is so quiet. He is not even texting. Go to the original Quran. Are you sure? Abdul, are you sure? If we go to the original Quran, you will not be upset? Okay, I will go. Guys, hold on. I will go to the original Quran. I mean, let us, customers come first. Customers come first. All right. This is the original Quran. Chapter 18, verse number 60. Click, click. Click, click. We did a click. But when they reached the junction, they forgot their fish. Guys, we are reading what now? The original Quran. So he have no excuse. Huh? Not 16. 60. 18, 60. Not 16. Not 16. We are reading chapter 18, verse number 60. Let us make it more clear. So when they arrived the junction of the two seas, they forgot their fish, which took a course through the sea, straight in a tunnel. A tunnel? Guys, the fish, they forgot their fish, but the fish is dead, and now the fish is swimming. Okay, based on the Quran, how the fish which is dead is taking their way to the sea? Mr. Abdul, explain to us what happened. Can you? Don't play dead on me now. How the fish is dead and now the fish is swimming to the sea? You see, guys, he changed the topic. You see, cowards, we are talking about it. Look, he asked me to go to the Quran and now he is posting a verse have nothing to do with our topic. Let us go back. Forget about the Abdul. We thought he have the courage to focus and speak with us and show us if we are wrong. And then you will see that when he replied, he asked him, "Where is the fish?" Musa, he asked, he asked his, when he is going in the trip, when they check their fish, he told him, where is the fish? He said, "Oh, indeed I forgot the fish, and Shaitan made me forget the fish." Let me block this Abdul, because obviously he is here just to disturb us from our topic. He don't want us to talk about it. You notice that? This is why he's posting things have nothing to do with our topic. I will block you. I'm giving you a warning, Abdul. If you don't focus with us on the same topic, I will block you. If you think you can take us away from the topic, you are wrong. So Shaitan, he made him forget his fish. And then what happened? They follow the track of the fish. Have you ever heard of a fish leaving a track? Have you ever see a fish leaving a track? Any Muslim can tell us how the fish is leaving a track. So they went back and they, they're following their steps, following the path where they came from. All right. So they found our servant, one whom he bestowed mercy from ourselves. So now they found Al-Khadir. So what the story of the fish here is about? The fish leave a track in the sea, as you see in verse number 61. It leave a track like a tunnel. Have you ever heard a fish open a tunnel in the sea? Any Muslim want to answer? How the fish leave a tunnel in the sea? How this happened? And how Musa's he followed the fish? That means Musa's he was walking in the sea, because the fish is in the sea. Any Muslim have an answer? When Musa's he decide to go and find what happened, what he did, he followed the tunnel. Which tunnel? Which is left by the fish. Remember, I'm reading now from the Quran. I'm not reading from the interpretation. If we go to the interpretation, let us do that. We will find the following. You know the funny about Muslims, when you read for them from their books, they say to you, don't read from our books. I mean, like what? Why I should not read from your books? So I should read from where? There's no translation for this verse. Oh, not Al-Qalam, sorry. We should go to 18. Hold on. Do you see how funny they are? When you say to them, this is what the Quran mean, they say to you, no, you have to go and see the interpretation of the scholars. Then we go and read the interpretation of the scholars. Then they say, no, we don't accept the interpretation of the scholars. So who are you to explain to us the Quran then? Read with me. So when they reach the junction between the two seas, Joshua, he forgot their fish. Joshua forgot his luggage, leaving it behind. The guy, he not only forget the fish, he forget the luggage. And then Moses forgot to remind him, so both of them they forgot. So the fish made its way to the sea. What? That it formed it through God forming. By borrowing, that is like through borrow, which is a passage as long and enclosed. So what I understand from this, that the fish open a way in the sea. It's like a road. And it was so, was so because God exalted be he, held back the flow of the water, preventing it from engulfing. I'm not sure if I'm saying the word. I don't really, you know, my English is not my first language. Fish and in it water withdraw from it, from around it. The fish and remains thus like a cliff without closing, and that was beneath it the cliff stood still. So what happened when the fish was swimming in the ocean, my friend? What happened? The fish opened a tunnel in the water, and the water will not go close in the top of her track, because Allah kept the water edges far away from the tunnel, so it became a road, so Moses can walk in there. Guys, remember this guy, he said to us, Ibn Abbas is not accepted. We are reading now from Al-Jalalain. Do you see it? So what he will say now, Al-Jalalain is not accepted too. If we go to Ibn Kathir, he will say Ibn Kathir is not accepted too. You see how dumb this religion is? If you give interpretation by your own, they will say no to you. No, you cannot do that. You have to go by the scholars. Okay, which scholar you want? We are showing you in the front of your eyes in the screen, and this guy in the text is going crazy because he cannot handle it. It's hurting him, showing that Islam is a stupid religion. And the funny, he says to me, you do not know any language. Your prophet do not know even how to read his name. At least I know languages. And your prophet don't even have 1% of my knowledge. What are you talking about? That's why I'm getting him busted. So as you see here, guys, this is the Muslim interpretation, not mine. And now he want to talk about Matthew and about peace. Coward, like your prophet. You want to change the topic. Let me put him in a mute so he don't take us from our topic. Let's go back, guys. This guy is a joke. So as you see, the fish leave behind a track like a road. If we go to Ibn Kathir, this is Ibn Kathir. Look what happened in Ibn Kathir. So when he woke up, okay, the fish left a track as it were a rock. What? The fish took away through the sea as in a tunnel. Who is saying that? This is the Quran. Interpretation. How is that? What tunnel? In the ocean, the fish is going through a tunnel. So he's saying it left a trace as it were a rock, which is like going through a tunnel. So when he passed farther on, mean past the place where they had forgotten the fish, both of them, they went there and they found the track of the fish, which is like a rock inside the sea. So wherever the fish swim in the sea, behind the fish, wherever the fish goes, it turned to be a rock, like a road. So they keep walking. Look, now he's talking about something else. So they keep walking until they found the guy who his name is Al-Khadir, as we see here just a few lines after. So they follow the track of the fish, this fish wherever it goes. By the way, this is very useful fish if we can use it. I mean, yesterday I saw like there's a tourist ship, they were trying to save the tourist from the ship who was drowned in the water. And imagine if we have a fish like this. So because all what we need, we order the fish to swim in the direction of the boat, and then we will have a road made from rock, and we can drive our cars and save them. All right. So anyway, they follow the track of the fish, which is a road made from rocks, and then when they keep going, it's end where they found our servant. Who is the servant they are talking about? Is the Prophet Al-Khadir, who he is the one who drank from the water of life, and this is why he was called the Prophet Al-Khadir. Now I can keep reading the story more and more. I mean, it's continue in the page in the front of us, and obviously there's nothing there except stupid stories. I mean, look at this. Look. So Moses took a fish and put it in a vessel and set out along with his boy servant Yeshua bin Nun, peace upon him, till they reached the rock which they both lay down. And there it took very through the sea, the fish, as a tunnel. Allah stopped the flow of the water in both sides of the way by the fish. So wherever the fish goes, Allah will not allow the water. It's like this fish is like a torpedo. You know the torpedo? The one is used by the submarine. And it split the water, and then but what Allah will do will not allow the water to come back. So Moses can walk there. Isn't it amazing? Let me see what Flat is saying. Hold on. Look what Yeshua or whatever says. Satan made me forget. Remember, no, only made him forget, but also he made him remember what he for. Yeah. Anyway, so come on, don't be too much on the Abduls. Come on, just be merciful. Okay, then. So in that way, it is like a tunnel. When Moses got up, his companion forget to tell about him, to tell him about the fish. So they carried on their journey during the rest of the day and the whole night. But next morning, Moses asked his servant, "Bring me the fish. It's our morning meal. Truly we have suffered much fatigue in this our journey." This is how they remember the fish, because they want to eat it. But remember, in the beginning they said that Allah ordered him to carry a salted fish. When the fish is missing, they will find out that this is the place where they are going to find the al-khadir. So why Moses is trying to eat the fish if this is the only GPS they have? I mean, do you see how stupid the author of the book? You know what I mean, guys? How he said to them, carry. You remember, if we go back, you will see it says that Allah, he ordered them to carry a salted fish, and when they lose the salted fish, then this is the sign where they should find the place. You remember? I hope your memory is good. Read with me here. He had been commanded to carry a salted fish with him, and it had been said to him, when you lose the fish, that will be a sign you have reached the right place. All right. Now, how here down in the same page, in the same book, in the same stupid writer, he says to us that he ordered his boy to bring him the fish to eat it. If you eat it, you will never find the place anymore. I don't know what to say. I give up. I seriously give up. I'm going to convert to Islam. Let me say shahada. I witness that there is no God but the fish, and this is a very fishy, stupid religion.